What's up, you guys? Slim here with a new video today, and I'm really excited to actually do this video because this idea came to me from a really good friend of mine, and they wanted to remain anonymous, but this idea is, I think, just fantastic, and I decided to call the video that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are people too. Now, you're probably wondering, what do I mean by that? I mean that many people can relate to this, that for the time that the game has existed, since 2002, earlier in Japan, etc., that unfortunately Yu-Gi-Oh! Players have been put into a quote-unquote group of people that were a certain type of people, were card players, were anime people, were, you know, I gotta say it, people call us nerds, people call us dorks, people call us whatever bullshit name that people come up with. You know, it never really seems to surprise me when people try to put us, the community, in, you know, kind of in a nutshell without really knowing anything. They're very ignorant about it, and it really makes me laugh. Like, you guys can see I'm excited and I'm laughing about it because I've seen it. I made a video months ago, it's probably over a year now, talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stereotype, and talking about that video I'm sure everyone has seen by now, the one where they make fun of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player in a store, and the thing went viral. That video was insane, and I made a response, not directly to the video, but I made a response talking about that video and how you know, there's never a reason to be ashamed of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! There's never a reason to be ashamed to, you know, go to locals weekly, daily, whatever it is, to go to these events, to fly around the world, to go and play these tournaments. There's never anything to be ashamed about. And I think, like, the point of this video is that, you know, outside of Yu-Gi-Oh!, the majority of us have lives. And I think that's something that is just hilarious when people say that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, that's all they do. They just buy packs, they sit on their ass all day, and they do nothing but play cards. They don't really have a life. And I think that's hilarious because I don't know about you guys, but for me, ever since I started playing this game, I think through this game I have met the majority of some of my best friends. I have met the majority of people that I talk to on a regular basis. I've met many people because of this game. I think that's the greatest thing about this game, is that you meet so many people. You lose track. I've lost track, and I apologize to people that I don't always reply to, I don't always keep in contact with. There are just so many people that you meet along your way through this game, whether it be from the local scene, the competitive scene, traveling, etc. You meet so many people that, you know, it's just an amazing experience. And that's what's just kind of funny, is that they want to put us in a nutshell. They want to put us in a designated group that we're just Yu-Gi-Oh! People, that outside of that, that's all we do. And that's hilarious. I'll use myself as an example. I go to school, I work, I haven't been as active on this channel as I used to be. Everyone remembers I used to be extremely active on this channel. I used to probably upload almost every day, and, you know, these days I don't do it as much. You know, school's gotten harder, finishing out is harder, you know, doing some extended education. It's obviously going to take my time and focus to do that. But I still try to include Yu-Gi-Oh! I think I've gotten a little bit better. I think you guys will agree I've been on a little bit of a better upload schedule. I'm still not super satisfied with it, but, you know, I'm my own toughest critic, so I feel that, you know, as the months roll on, hopefully I'll get back to, you know, the way this channel used to be. But one thing I can say is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a huge part of my life. It is still a huge part of my life, even though I don't focus on it as much. I still want to know what's going on. I am not up to date as much as I used to be. I'm slowly trying to come back into it and really focus on it, but, you know, I do things outside of that. I go to the gym, I go hiking, I do a bunch of crazy stuff. Obviously, I shop for hats. People know that. They named a deck after me. I'm just kidding, but they, you know, there's just a lot of things that I do outside of the game that, you know, are just normal, everyday things, and at the end of the day, I'm still a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. I'm no champion, I'm no YCS topper, nothing. I'm just, you know, your average person that plays the game, that they enjoy, that played, you know, ever since I was on the school ground playing all those years ago when I first started. And, you know, I've been, you know, to many places. I've been to Miami, Seattle, Chicago, I've been to Vegas for Worlds, I've been to a lot of places, and I've seen the game on so many levels, and it just inspires, you know, me to want to play more. It inspires me to want to just, you know, see how far this game can go, even when the game feels like it's the shits. Like, literally, there are times that, you know, Baby Dragon format, it was fun if you were playing dragons, kinda, but outside of that, like, a lot of players just lost interest in it. And, you know, I think one thing that's hard to do in this game is be loyal to the game. Be loyal to the game and, you know, stick with the game through its good times and its bad times. Kind of like a relationship. Honestly, that's what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is for a lot of people. I saw that analogy on Facebook so many times that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like a good and bad relationship, that you're going to have your good times, your bad times, and you're going to have your just, oh my god, I can't take this shit anymore moments. And I mean, that happens a lot, unfortunately, in this game. Broken cards come out, ridiculous decks come out, combos come out that just completely just make you not want to play. But I think the majority of people try to hang on and they try to get through format after format to that. Hopefully we get something better. Hopefully when lists drop, if that list ever does drop, we get, you know, the chance to try again. And I think that's something that's really cool about that. But back more onto the topic of the video. So I'm sure everyone out there at one time can say, or maybe not, maybe you have been made fun of, maybe you have been looked down upon that you played Yu-Gi-Oh! I've told people in past videos, you guys can watch them, but I'll say it again, you know, I hid the fact that I played Yu-Gi-Oh! In high school for the majority of my time there, especially as I was finishing and graduating. But as soon as I got to college and found out that people played, that's when I was more open about it. That's when this channel came to be. That's when I really tried to get involved in the community. Tried to give my opinions, tried to give a voice to the little people, tried to do a lot of things that I thought that, you know, maybe they'll be beneficial. You know, it's either going to work or it's not. I never expected in the beginning that my channel would be successful like it has been, but I've had a lot of help along the way. I definitely did not do it on my own, and to this day, I don't do it on my own. I have everyone out there that gives me these fantastic video ideas. I have everyone that you know, criticizes me when I, you know, get things wrong. And I get a lot of shit wrong these days because I haven't been up to date like I used to be. And even then, I would still get little things here and there wrong. But it's interesting to see how the game has evolved over, you know, the time that I've just been here on YouTube. I'm going on 3 years at the end of this August. August 27th was the day I started this channel in 2011. So this is really cool. I'm really excited for that, to see how far we've come. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. We'll see if it happens. If it doesn't, it's cool. You know, I haven't been active enough. I don't know if I deserve it, but we'll see what happens as the months roll on. But I know a lot of people can relate to the fact that, you know, we have lives outside of this game. We have a lot of things that matter to us. You know, we have family, we have friends, we have school, we have work, we have relationships, etc. And, you know, we're not just Yu-Gi-Oh! Players. That's not our title. That's not what we should be identified by. Like, you know, a lot of YuGi-Tubers, unfortunately, like, they're identified by that, myself included. I think there's a lot of people that just say, you know, you're just the guy with the hat who talks about Yu-Gi-Oh! In front of the camera. And I mean, that's cool, you know, I'll take that. That's no, you know, that's no skin off my back. That doesn't offend me in any way. But it's interesting that people are so narrow-minded at times, and I think that that's what's kind of crazy. You'll have people that play Magic the Gathering, people who play our game, people who play Hearthstone, people who play all different kinds of games, World of Warcraft. I'm not a super gamer, I don't know a lot of games out there, but there are people who are religious and avid video game players, and people are like, oh my god, that's all you do, god, like, do something with your life. And, you know, there were times that people were like, god, you play Yu-Gi-Oh! God, do something with your life. And I kind of found it funny. I never really responded to it, but it's like, you know, I've traveled here and there and everywhere, back and forth. I've signed cards. I've met hundreds of people, probably thousands of people by now. And, you know, you're telling me to get a life. Well, my life's pretty damn good. So can you say that? Can you say that because of a card game you started years and years ago that you would have all of that you would have those memories, like the memories of Worlds, the memories of all these past YCSs I had gone to. I missed out this entire season and, you know, it just happened. Life got hard. But the times that I did go, the events I did go to, those are memories that you always have, and I think that's just a fantastic thing. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's still my hobby. It's still something I do. It's still something that I enjoy doing. And even though I'm not as active as I used to be, I still enjoy reading about decks that top, new decks that top, innovations that happen. It really inspires me. Like, I'm on Alter Reality Games, Core TCG, all these places all the time, reading articles, reading about strategies that took place, watching YouTube videos of new decks that topped, learning about decks that are, you know, not as, you know, they're not that favored. People don't really care about them. They're so tired of seeing them topping. Of course, Yugioh, Madolche, Hat, all that. The now present Lightsworn rulers ever since the structure deck. You know, but it's still interesting to me to watch these videos. It's still interesting to me to hear like players' reasons for running cards and learn things from that. Like I can learn something in a couple-minute video that I wouldn't have known had I not watched that video, and I think that's something great that YouTube has become such a great resource for this game. At times, you know, it's not the best. You know, at times you're gonna have a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of drama that happens. Of course, you guys know the Facebook groups, a bunch of drama. Like they're like battlegrounds for drama. But outside of that, I think if you kind of try to mitigate the negativity, that our game is pretty damn awesome. It does a lot of cool stuff, a lot of good stuff. It gives kids a hobby, if they're not super into sports, there's nothing wrong with that. Yu-Gi-Oh is an alternative, and I think that's great. I think it's healthy to have a hobby. It's healthy to, try new things, and for a lot of people, Yu-Gi-Oh is that new thing. Getting people to play the game for the first time. I remember when I first started getting a Kaiba deck, never read the rule book. To this day, I've never read that thing cover to cover, but it's there somewhere. And with these new rule changes, of course, probably have to brush up a little bit. But outside of that, at the end of the day, we're all, who we are. We're all the same people that we were before the game. After the game doesn't really change you. If it changes you, hopefully it changes you for the better, that it, helps you, meet people, helps you, just in everyday things that I've heard from, like, people who write articles, that it helps them in their personal writing. I can see that happening. People say that Yu-Gi-Oh saves them, keeps them out of trouble, keeps them out of tough shit. Like, it's true, it does. Sometimes, like, you could be involved with the wrong people, but, instead of going down that path, you'd be like, oh no, I gotta go to locals. If locals is your escape, if YCSs are your escape, if regionals is your escape, more power to you. There's nothing wrong to be, there's nothing to be ashamed about. It's just fantastic. And I think that as, the game progresses on with all these new things that are happening, we're unfortunately gonna lose people. I feel we're gonna lose a lot of players to the fact that they just don't want to deal with this. I know this personally just from people I've talked to that just don't want to play anymore because of that. And there were times I had thought about it, but then I was like, nah, that's not me. Whatever rolls around in this game, I've been through it since the beginning. I'm going to keep going through it. I'm going to learn these damn pendulum summons and this no draw rule and this double field war and all this craziness that this game is now, that, bring it on. I'm open to it, and I know a lot of players are, and, hopefully we attract some new players. Maybe things like this are what'll attract new players. Maybe it'll help our community grow, and hopefully we'll get some positivity in the community. New channels are coming out. The next great Yugi-Tuber has, really cast light on a lot of these new channels I don't think people knew about until then. And, my hat's off to Dan, of course, because if it wasn't for that, when the first one started, I don't think I would have the boost that competition gave me. And I think it's just a great opportunity for all the up-and-coming channels. And I think it's great every time a new YouTube channel pops up that people pay attention to. Like my boy Nim Nim, that's that man, like literally, like he's already at 6,000. It's insane. Things weren't like that a couple years ago. They just didn't happen like that. You had to work your ass off, and I mean he has. And I mean he learned the formula. A lot of people don't believe it, but there's a formula to it. There's a way to get people, to come visit your channel. You got to network, you got to work for it, you got to want it. That's the thing, you got to want it. It's just like wins in this game. You got to want them. You got to, try your best. When you don't have the best hand, you still got to try to play your way out of it. You never know what can happen. A simple misplay on your opponent's side can turn the entire game around. And I think that's just something you relate to just, in this game and just in everyday life, in whatever you do, like I said, school, work, relationships, everything, they're all part of who we are as people. And Yu-Gi-Oh just, is another thing to add. It's another notch in our belt, so to speak. It's something that we can say we do, and, don't be embarrassed by it. I was in high school, that is kind of shocking when I think about it now, that how open I am about it. But, things were different. My mentality was different. But as I grow up and I look at everything, all the blessings I have and all the great things that have happened and all the, bad things that have happened, one thing has stayed true, and that's that this game has always been there. And that's something that it may take a while for people to understand, but this game is always there. It's always there, and it's open for you to play it, and it's healthy at times. And I've made a video saying taking a break is healthy, and it's true. You don't want to be one of those people that's all you do. There are some people that are like that. They live, breathe, everything Yu-Gi-Oh! And, more power to them if they can invest that much time. But I know a lot of you can say, I can't invest all my time into Yu-Gi-Oh! I have other things that need to be done. But you can say, it's my hobby, and I'm going to keep doing it because I like it. And that's the thing that I think is the greatest part, is that you can go around and say, yeah, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! You know why? Because I like it. You got a problem with it? Too damn bad. Anyways, you guys, this video is probably long. I've rambled too much. I've said a bunch of crazy stuff. But as I always leave these videos these days, please open a great discussion in the comments below. Please tell me why, you know, we are, you know, who we are. You know, yes, we play Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, it's our hobby. Yes, some people have, you know, have trophies to show their accomplishments. Some people have their names in scoreboards and stuff and standings to show their accomplishments. But it's just another notch in our belt. It's just another thing we can say we do, and it's something we should all be proud of. So, you know, share whatever you want in the comments, how you feel about this topic, how you feel about people that criticize us. Because, you know, who the hell really cares, you know? They're criticizing us. They're not playing. They're not having fun, you know? To me, it's kind of funny. It's like, you're going to criticize something. Man, if I sat you down and actually showed you how to play this game, you'd probably enjoy it. And that's just saying, I would, you know, I would bet on it that that's people. Anyone that says this game is bullshit or that this game is not, you know, fun, sit down and play it for a little bit. Like, you know, even playing online, all right, DN is not the greatest, but when you're playing with one of your friends or something, it's pretty fun. It can get pretty fun. But anyways, in the comments below, let me know what you guys think about this topic. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are people too. We have lives. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is our hobby. It's a healthy hobby. And even when we take a break, we always come roaring back. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.